Success! Haha, got YouTube working. Welcome everybody from YouTube. As I was saying, this is a subathon or a pub-a-thon where donations and subscriptions and all those sorts of things will increase that number right there. Mostly this is generated towards Twitch, but if you are going to join us on YouTube, you can just hit us. You can donate through tips. That'll help as well. Go back to studio. So I'm also trying to set it up because we're going to be I'm going to be playing 4.0, obviously, just to see how the new updates are, see if everything's functioning or not. And then I'm going to move from 4.0 to sort of an office hours setup. That increased? It did increase. I don't think I had my Twitch alerts on. That's why. No helmet.
Hourglass Mage _ just resubscribed for 27 months. Oh hell yeah, Midnight Paul.
Yay, Midnight Mage. Thank you, Midnight Mage. Hourglass Mage. There we go. Thank you for that 27 months.
You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No PPUs.
But you can never,
ever
take away my space game.
CMDR _Thrud just resubscribed for 14 months. Let's get the subs rolling.
Hey, thank you so much for that. That committed though for 14 months.
Joypop _ just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you, Joypop, for that 5 subs of support. You were very important, Pupper. Very impressive, Pisser. Very meaty pedestrian. This is your fault. You just weren't drinking that. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. This 8-hour stream is quickly getting longer. Yay! Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a maximum of 12 hours, and knowing this community, I'm not going to prevent myself from doing so. But hey, you know, not gonna kill that. So we're at 39, so 339 sub points. So for those who don't know how sub points work, 1 sub is 1 point. If you do a tier 2 sub, it is 5 points, I think, or 3 points. Let me look it up my earnings real quick. Tell me. To 2 points. I think tier 3 is 6 points. So, the higher the tier, the more sub points. The lower the tier, the less sub points, but it's fine. If I sent a group of beans to your house, could they be counted perchance? What the fuck would I count your beans, dude? How's Lord Master today? Did you enjoy your turkey day off? Turkey day? I did. I spent all of it getting it finished and editing.
Ready to shift your perspective from the ordinary to the AstroPub? From outstanding Argo astronautics to consolidated outline and unmatched law, the pub is calling.
What's the monkey noodles going on here? Why are you up so early? Thank you for them bitties, by the way, caffeine. Because it's a subathon. I talked about this at the beginning of the week. I didn't really advertise it that much, but I figured why not just hang out and play the game. List. Liar. I'm mad now. What? Why would I count your beans? This is a Pub-A-Thon. 07 Paul, always love your streams. Thank you, Caffeine. So yeah, even those bits will go up for this. Bits, donations, and subs go up there. Thank you. I don't want to take any of your meager QA salary, because I know that kind of sucks. All right, persistent universe. So yeah, the plan is to do a little bit of 4.0.
You can take away my spaceship.
And then going from 4.0, we're going to go to...
You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never...
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Take away my space game.
Lucas_DSC just resubscribed for 26 months.
Thank you very much for that 26 months of support. You're a very important power, very impressive, preserving pedestrian. This is your fault. The reason I'm drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Oh, right. I completely forgot to do the restream. Damn it. So I'm going to have to... Docs. Whatever. I'll have to like manually look at my stream. Sorry, YouTube. I'll fix it for later, but there we go. All right. It's the wrong button. Oh, come on now, no grumpies. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Anyways, like I said, we're going to be doing some 4.0 first, and then I'm going to move on to doing a bit of a ad hoc, not captain's table. What is the thing we do? Office hours. Probably office hours before stopping the YouTube stream and moving over to the lore tour. And then when the lore tour is over, we'll do part 2 on the YouTube stream because it's a little, you know, back and forth sort of thing. But and then after that, we'll do more gameplay, maybe some save Stanton, maybe drop some more stuff and stuff. So, all right. Well, I think it's a bug. Didn't they say that any ship with a quantum drive could jump into Pyro? There's very few ships that have only quantum drives and not jump drives. This is a weird broken perspective. There we go, it's fine. Red-eyed man. All right, so we're gonna start in Pyro because I want to see if this works, and I'm gonna start at Ruin Station. Q, nice. I think that's mostly the smallest of ships that would have quantum, not jump. I don't think there's any vehicle that has quantum, not jump. I think maybe the 85X is the only one I can think of that has a quantum but not a jump or drive. Because I think even the Pisces has a jump drive. Because you're supposed to have a jump drive in order to get between different places. That makes sense. It might be the reason why the Saber wouldn't go. The Saber should have a quantum drive, or a jump drive and a quantum drive connected to it. Hey, Mithras. Oh, 07, finished the 9th Safe Stanton event. Phase 4 was pretty cool. Involved mining and long hauling. I hope there's more like this in the future. Secured my Ardor Savage repeaters. Nice. I still have to do threes, and I still have to do two of wave 2s. So, like, I've got problems. I'm probably do a little bit of those at the end of the stream. Rough and ready on Checkmate or on Ruin Station? I think if anything, I think the thing of, does it logically have to make sense for a ship to have a jump drive more than does it just have a quantum drive? I don't know what the question is about that, because, like, so how the game mechanics work, or at least how the lore is supposed to work with the game mechanics. Man, this woman is just struggling. You were supposed to be able to have the get.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
OBPs.
But you can never,
ever
take away my space game.
Kenzen 2105 has subscribed.
Thank you so much for that subscription there, Kenson, with the Twitch Prime sub. You are very important, Pub. Very impressive, very pedestrian. This is your fault. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. I enjoy the lore talks, so I have a Prime that I always forget about. Thank you, Kenson. I will take your free Amazon money. Well, it's not free. You pay for it, but I'm sure you don't pay for it because of Twitch. As I was saying, basically... So I'm good there. Basically, in lore, it makes more... all that a jump drive is an attachment to a quantum drive. They're basically the same thing. It's just the jump drive facilitates, like, tunes the quantum drive so that it opens and closes the jump gate. So, like, logically speaking, there's no reason for a ship that has a quantum drive to not have a jump drive unless it just doesn't have the space or the power to run a jump drive on top of a quantum. I think that's good. Okay. Let me go to the bazaar real quickly, see if there's anything here. This looks like it should be there. Those are elevators. Is there just no shop here? I mean, there's these boys. I wonder if they turned off the shops for now, because they were really active in the past. Thank you, Tarsus. Yeah. I have a 6/1 part 1, 6/2, 8 out of 6 part 2. Oh, 11 out of 6. Okay, yeah. Part 3, 3 part 3, and 6 out of 6 part 4. They still haven't sent me the prizes. I don't think they send the prizes until after 4.0 is released. Here's the market. Equipment. Noodles! extra thick. I love that one. It is my favorite shop. I'd like some noodles.
Chuan, hot off the grill. We got all your favourite skewers. Sea nuts. Get your sea nuts.
You need something? Got some stuff here.
I have noodles. I need a backpack is what I need. Water is good. Extra thick armor. All right, let's go here. What do you got for me? Whoa, bam. I don't know what that console or what those tools did to you, but you probably should put down the gun.
Shit for sale. Got
Is the armor not working? Armor shop, please. Ooh. Oh, it's a sinkhole. Okay, let's see if they have anything else. I do want to get one of those, but I don't have a heavy torso. That's what I need. Buy. Okay. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. Which means I'll buy this. There we go. Aha, weapon shop. This is good. That's not good. My light's still on. Ooh, I like the tactical outerwear. Or Tuvik outerwear, I'm sorry. Let's go with armor. I don't have much. Personal weapons. You better have my fucking guns. Pyro, if you don't have the best gun in the game, I'm gonna hate you forever. Especially Ruin Station. Well, you got the Kodo, which is a good start. The Ravager. You are not real outlaws. You are all fucking fake. You've got fucking P8SC. But you do not have the best gun in the game. The Custodian. Ugh. Is she saying C-nuts? Yeah, it's C-nuts. I'm not buying the P8SC. Fuck that. Alright. We got 2 jackets. You have boots, and you have shirts. What's the shirts? Some basic shirts. Yeah. So far, I'm not really impressed with the offerings on display. All right, so I'm going to put you into the leg armor. I'm going to go into armor itself. Very bottom. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to take the backpack off for now. Oh, there we go. Then back in here. Solid for now. Where's the hangars? Here, I'm gonna risk it. I have no idea where I am. Am I going into the contested zone? Probably going into the contested zone. Stathanites love C-nuts. Hey, well, I have a good turkey day? Yeah, I had an okay turkey day. I spent a lot of it working on that video, unfortunately, but you know, if you were in would like to see a cool video. I saw some movement. Okay, just sparks. This is definitely the contested zone. Running into any NPCs, which is odd. Let me see lights though. Fighting each other. I'm out. Time to go tactical. That was probably a player, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a player. I just stumbled into the zone. It's all right. I don't have any grenades. How you doing, C Daddy? All right. All right, we'll just go with the classic. Nice and easy. Another backpack. Alright, that's all I really need. Alright, which way to market? Market this way. Cool. Yesterday I ate a stuffed turkey. Today I feel like a stuffed turkey. Yeah, sounds like a good time. Sea nuts.
Just got a new shipment.
Grub eat? Is that what it says? Yes, grub eat. Reclaimed water. This is gonna fuck me up if I eat that. Need my noodles though. Okay, so I've got noodles.
Drinks all around.
Booze!
Party like it's your birthday. Party like it's your birthday. Come on and put your lips together. Blow the candle out. Party like it's your birthday. Party like it's your birthday. I wanna make you feel real special. Put your name in lights. We are gonna party like it's your birthday. Gonna party like it's your birthday. Gonna party like it's your birthday. Blow the candle out.
BlackHawk_TV just got a sub from Vishoka. Vishoka gifted a tier 1 sub to BlackHawk_TV.
Thank you for gifting that sub for show. Vass, you're a very important pupper, very impressive, very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers to chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Yeah, Omega, this is the Pyro. Like, I don't know what people do. Okay, so this is rust. I have no idea what rust is, but I'm gonna try it. Remember to be so potent it can strip rust off of components. Who regularly drink this harsh tasting alcohol swear by it, claiming everyone else tastes weak by comparison. All right, I'll drink some of the shine. Damn. Yeah, that spikes your blood pressure, your blood. Let's see what happens when I drink the whole thing. Yes. Chug, 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 chug. Man, only bullshit. Bullshit, this is moonshine. 11%? I'm not even fucking phased by this thing. What the fuck? It's a commodity shop. Ooh, what can we buy at the commodity shop? Okay. Revenant tree pollen. But you can only get revenant tree pollen. In demand. Latrusia toxin, barrel, bioplastic, Boris carbon, distilled spirits, Hephaestite, human fuel bars. Corundium. Man, they're out of everything. Laranite, mercury, methane, neon. They're demanding neon. It's not too bad. The problem is that, like, Zopian. Comp board. Not too great. Dolovine. Hadnite's pretty tasty. That's 300 credits per CU. So, or the woods, Gelinite, Quantanium. Quantanium is garbage out here. Woo! Only 22 SCU? Or 22 credits per component? Ship ammunition. 9. 56 for hydrogen fuel. Yeah, let me see what Neon is going for. It's 100 and I saw something that was like 106. Yeah, Partilium. Yeah, and that 335 for Hadnite. That's the big one. Dolovine's 100. Aphrite is 100. Wow, these like the hand stuff is really expensive. Tungsten is 557. Titanium's 440. Tin is 319. Jesus. Steel is 705. Quartz is 3. Jesus fucking Christ. Mercury. It's like the metals are really valuable out in Ruin. Iron, hydrogen, aluminum, corundum. Yeah, CK13 GID seed blend. Construction materials, human food bars, obviously. For those who don't know, that's like Banu knockoff stuff. Dynaflex, Festus, distilled spirits. Hey, booze is good. I'm gonna try something stupid, chat. Let me see, because bioplastic is barrels, argon is ammonia's not bad. Altrusiotoxin is nothing. Yeah, that's nothing. Waste. Where was neon? I know I saw neon on this thing. Neon is garbage here. Yeah. Revenant tree pollen costs way too much. Same with helium. Pressurized ice, silicon, and processed food. Does local market not demand processed food? That seems odd. Yeah, stems are pretty cheap. Medical supplies is pretty cheap. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a booze run. I'm gonna go to, because distilled spirits is usually pretty cheap in Stanton, so I can go to Stanton, buy some booze, and come back here with like maybe a Star Lancer. So, have we found out whether human food bars are food bars of humans or for humans? The answer is probably yes to both of those. So the drug level, you don't start getting like effects of being alcohol, like being drunk with blood level until you reach like 80%. My opinion is that the alcohol is far too tame in Star Citizen. It needs to spike your blood level a lot higher than it does. Oh, listen, I don't have to be drunk to want to do something stupid. Check the rest of this place out. Oh yeah, this is definitely the... No one will notice. Okay. Meat skewer. Hey, rat skewer. You want some rat? Is it like a fresh sea nut? Huh. going to move over here to... Station convenience is what it's called. Okay. I think the alcohol did actually give me a little damage. All right, so I will buy this again. I'll buy this again. All right. All right, so the question is, where can I buy? Let's head out first. So to give you context, chat, I would say this is probably at the same level as display info. It's like 3. I'm looking at the player location location. I don't see any player count. Server FPS is about on average with modern Star Citizen, which is what I expect them to be okay with. Shard server. Okay, so the Shard has 191 people on it, though, with an 86 on my server specifically, 87, which isn't bad. Yeah, that was Mars' theme. Hey, Paul, just finished the Drake history video. Great job. Thank you. Why is it Black Friday edition? Do I have to get up 75% off my super chats and YouTube's Twitch and membership and clearance? No, it's just capitalism. Give me more money. That's why it's Black Friday edition. Okay, chill out, boys. Chill out. What the fuck? Whoa, whoa. Easy there, fellas. Easy. Let's get their guns out. All right. Isn't it my Starlancer Max? That's fine. All right, I'm going to deliver my Corsair. Oh, wait, no, I can deliver it first and then modify it. Did 4.0 go to all waves? Nah, it's still wave 1. Gosh, I got the stock Drake Corsair. It's all right. What? I hit the wrong button, and then I got transported to Purgatory. He's back to main menu. Bought some VKBs today. Figured 10% off is better to get them before the Trump tariffs hit. Yeah, it's probably a good idea in general. I've been thinking about doing the same thing about getting like my computer upgraded, because it's not bad, but like it needs to get updated in the next year, and I need to future-proof it for 4 years. What's your CPU? It's an i7 11700K. So it's an 11 series iCPU. But my GPU is 2700 Super. Like my motherboard's fine, and I've got like 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, but the issue is that my CPU is a little on the weaker side compared to modern CPUs, not that much. But you know, 2070 Super, not 2700. 2070 Super is what I have. Well, I'm surprised you don't have a better system. I don't make a lot of money off of this, y'all. It may seem like I make a lot of money, but this is the first year that I've actually done anything, you know, somewhat decent in terms of money. That's how tariffs work, knowledge. Because the companies have to pay for the this is just like a basic economics thing. Companies pay for the tax, not the government, which requires then to it can work to get people to buy locally, but then the thing is that because it makes things, basically what it does is makes things so expensive for imports that you have to, that the locals are more cost effective, but that also means that all prices are going to go up. In theory, it can also make it so that more jobs are opening up if you have the market, but that also assumes that the companies will increase production to meet demand and not just pocket everything or just make their current employees work more. It also assumes that the prices won't just go up even higher in like domestically because there's no competition domestically, because usually those competition requires competition to be pretty fierce locally, and if there's already not much of a competition locally, then they'll just raise prices even further. So even though they're not the cheapest option, they'll still be able to make more money. Yeah, you also have to have the industry to support the product, which we just don't have for a lot of stuff. It requires a lot of time and investment and that sort of thing. So yeah, it will increase prices. Like there's no sane economist will tell you that you will just get free money out of that. So if he goes through with what he wants to do, we're all going to get an increased cost of living by, what was some of the estimates? It's like between $3,000 and $7,000 a year. No knowledge. My knowledge of economics. As an economics teacher and somebody who has studied economics, I know how fucking tariffs work, dude. It's basic stuff you learn in the beginning intro level of economics. There's a lot more complexities to tariffs that I don't know about, but the basic gist is generally true. Like, this is stuff you would find in a 101 textbook on economics, dude. Prices on foreign goods will go up, yeah. There's a reason why, because like it's always been a big thing that the people wanted to they wanted to teach in schools, because protectionist ideologies has been around forever, and the question has always been, do protectionist tariffs work when over free market principles? And the answer is sometimes, but it doesn't always bear well in the short term. It usually has to kind of improve like kind of stuff. So you're basically counting on local businesses not being greedy, And greed is an assumption in economics. You just assume everyone's going to fuck each other over unless they get fucked over in return. Yeah, they can work when you have the local capacity for them. But often you have to use things like free market principles to get your knowledge base. So like people who know what they're doing and experience, you use that like free market to like the open trade to be able to get experts to come in or to train your people locally to become experts. And then once you have enough experts built up in your inside your country, you can do more protectionists to try to build up your own industries. The problem is that we're not talking about protectionist tariffs. We're talking about full sweeping tariffs, which cover everything, no matter what. And, you know, there's a reason why nobody does that, because when it's been done in the past, it ruins the economy. I mean, America makes a lot of stuff. Like, the meme that America makes nothing is stupid. We make a lot of stuff. In fact, a lot of our food is grown domestically. But a lot of staples that we consider staples are not grown, are not entirely grown domestically. You know, several percentages of, like, strawberries, for instance, are grown elsewhere. I think Mexico actually grows, like, 30% of our strawberries. So, like, your average foodstuffs, which is what America's usually pretty good at, is still have some imports. Okay. Knowledge. They're meant to punish companies who are outsourcing the work like Ford, GM to bring their companies back home. You may think it's A to B, but it's A, B, A. Why would they be charged twice for outsourcing when they can invest back in America and save the cost if tariffs are high? They could, but that's going to take some time, Knowledge. And in the meantime, everyone's going to have to eat the higher costs for it. And if they have a captive audience and it's cheaper for them to bring it back home, they're going to increase the prices because the cost of labor is higher in the United States. So if you have a high cost of labor, even if it's cheaper to bring them home to produce goods in America, that's not going to end up the same way. Like, this is just, this isn't like a political discussion, y'all. This is just economics. So, like, let me put it to you in the perspective, since you're a business owner, Knowledge. If suddenly all of your competitors had to increase their prices by 50%,
You need something? Got some stuff.
all of your competitors now are forced to be 50% because of a law, and you are exempt from this law. Are you going to keep your prices the same? Or are you going to increase your prices to just under what they have so you can get more revenue? Be honest with me on this one. Especially if you're working with people I know who you think are stupid. You're going to be... No, that's what I'm asking you. For that, in that scenario, would you increase costs? Would you increase prices? Thoughts on CIG? We're going to watch that here in a moment. Yeah. You have to. Well, you don't, because your competitors are raising prices, not you. So you don't have to raise prices, but you will, because it means you get more revenue, which means you can get more money. So what you're saying is people are going to lose their jobs, their homes. They're going to be unable to afford basic needs for several years in order to correct a market, one market, rather than the entire market, because the issue you're saying is things like Ford and GM, which would make sense if they had an import, if the tariffs were on cars or car parts, but they're not. They're blanket tariffs. They cover everything. So we're punishing everyone for Ford and GM. People are already losing jobs due to outsourcing. They lost jobs in outsourcing in the 90s. I'm not saying that bringing jobs back is not a good idea. It is. But there is a way of doing it that doesn't involve breaking someone's bones, breaking the economy in order to do so. Because you're not going to get because you're not bringing jobs back when you do that. It's just going to be a race to choose the lowest, the cheapest labor they can find, and they will just start doing things that are going to improve the lives of nobody, because no one's going to get a quality of life increase, because it's also going to increase the cost of goods. It's basically inflation. Like, you're basically causing inflation, because more prices will go up, so people may get their jobs back, but then they still can't afford it'll basically be flat. They won't be able to afford still to live in what they have. I'm not saying there isn't a problem. I'm just saying the problem, it requires a scalpel, and the current solution that you're proposing and other people are proposing is a sledgehammer. It doesn't work that way. Now we're getting into politics, but I don't want to get into that. It's just more of like economics and how that works. It's going to affect all of us. Like any one of us who, especially if you're a gamer, if you have any sort of upgrades, you're going to lose a lot of money. It's going to cost a lot more money now. Do.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
It's not really raising inflation. I don't remember if that's considered inflation when you increase prices because of things like that. I'd assume you just call it inflation. It's the easiest way of describing it. Prices going up is inflation. Do you think the prices increase for gamers will affect Europe as well? To a degree, but only if any of your stuff comes from the US. The biggest thing that's going to impact foreign markets is if your company or the companies that you work for have export deals with the United States. It's going to affect the entire planet because the United States is the biggest market on the globe. We buy a lot of stuff from a lot of other countries. So adding cost to doing business in the United States may mean that a lot of jobs get removed in other countries as well, because they're just not a lot of, they wouldn't be able to afford the import costs as much. So unless they have some way of shifting their businesses to another market that exists, then they won't really do so. If anything, what's going to happen, my guess would be possibly China would become a bigger market because they have less restrictive trade deals. So they become more of a desired market to for foreign investment. Thinking of upgrading my flight controls. Do you think VKB or Verpal? I'm not a big expert on those two. I've heard okay things with both of them, though I think VKB is a little bit more, like there's more, it's like easier to get VKB. Ooh, that was interesting. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you aren't suffering or that people aren't suffering right now. Inflation hit everyone. Like, it's just a thing that happened. Freaking COVID fucked everybody over. And it's gonna, unfortunately, require, something to bring it down. But your costs aren't going down because of this. Your costs are going up. Your costs are going to increase even further because of import costs, because your materials, there's just no locally sourced materials that can cost the same for anything. Like, the only thing that the US has in abundance other than farmland is actually, ironically, oil. But steel is hard to come by in the United States. Wood is not domestically produced much anymore. Most of it comes from Canada. Like, it's just, everyone's going to get fucked with this plan. So you can either, like, pretend it doesn't exist or recognize for what it actually is a bad idea. Okay. Ooh, a new auto guy. It's not a long-term solution, though, dude, and I doubt it will be seen so by the people who are in charge of making sure these solutions stick, which is going to be the U.S. public. When people were mad because eggs cost more money, what are they going to do when their entire
Thank you for visiting.
when everything they buy and then the grocery store goes up 20%? Like, wow. My FPS is absolute dog shit right now. Investigations. They have deliveries. They don't have those maintenance. Shit's all kind of broken. I'm just gonna fly around for a bit then. Does jump point work? That's what I'm gonna try. Hope you're anyway. I hope your Thanksgiving was good, Paul. Yeah, it was good. Like I said, I spent most of the time editing it, but it was good for what it was. I like the new music. This is a crash. Yay, crash! Still a wave one. Cool jump audio, yeah. All right, relaunching. We'll try this one more time. I'll try to log back in and see if it, because it was a crash the desktop. Usually they do a recovery pretty easily. You finally finished saving, Stanton. That's good. No wonder there's something like a UE-wide dairy association. Economy is tough, but ships sell it in seconds. It's wild. Hey, man, that's that was the same case in 2020. The economy isn't tough right now. The economy is actually doing really well. Thoughts on picking factions? Will we get lore? Hopefully we'll get lore. I want to do a lore series on the different factions. Hey. I think that crash may have been just because I moved out of a It may have been a crash because I exited a server. We'll see. You also got to remember that the Star Citizen community is a very niche community of people who generally are more wealthy than the average gamer. It's not even like a flex or anything. That's just based off of the amount of money people, the number of people who've pledged for the project versus the number of actual like other things. So. Oh shit! I forgot to talk about this. All I'm saying is stock up on coffee and tea if you're a drinker, and sugar, and make sure your PC is up to date, and get some multivitamins in case you can't get the fruit anymore. What's the Corsair paint? This is the best in show. So VKB is substantially cheaper. Mid-level prices range as Virtual is high debutant. Okay. Oh, Francisco's in here saying the same thing. I didn't see that, Francisco. No, tariffs can work, and they have worked in the past. Targeted tariffs worked really well. In fact, there's a reason why the tariffs were from the Trump administration were continued in the Biden administration, because they were working. But it still had knock-on effects because the farmers needed a bailout because they were going under. Because the main customer that farmers have for export, especially for soybeans, since America produces the most soybeans on the planet, is Asia. And when the biggest market in Asia is China, and you can't really export your soybeans without costing, because like the actual like profit margins on farming is razor thin. You barely make enough money. So. Tariffs work strictly on protectionism for fledgling industries if long-term need to have something up and running. Yeah, they're not bad. Hey, Luna.
Hey, a tip.
Luna, super chatted $7.18. Tip for our favorite capitalist bartender 07.
Thank you so
I enjoyed the history of Drake, and also enjoyed seeing you guys crewing the Polaris against the Idris lol.
Thank you.
That was very entertaining smile.
Thank you so much there, Luna. You're a very important pub, a very impressive Pennsylvania pedestrian. Thank you for the $10. You rock. Drake Day went off for funding. Well, it's because it's Drake. Drake always does pretty well. Did it beat last year? average in wealth or stupidity. They're not mutually exclusive. You have to be a little insane to want to back Star Citizen, I'd say. The ironclad effect. Hey, Shemp. What do you think is the best ship to take on to take into players' hangar to Pyro? If you're doing combat, 100%, 1000%, the Scorpius. You put 2 in the hangar for that. Let's not keep talking about it. I'm Caffeine Fiend and stuff like that. It keeps being brought up because people are kind of coming late to it, but I don't think we can't say the same things over and over and over again. People are just going to get bored by it. So I'm going to focus on Star Citizen for now. By the way, is 4.0 working better today? Performance is still kind of bad, but I don't expect 4.0 to have really, really good performance when it comes out. Like, it's bad compared to live, but I do think that I also expect it to eventually be sort of live-based. I'm forgetting what the control is for jump point. Flight. It's probably not on here, right? Gravity compensation? Okay. Oh, yeah. Probably its own setting, right? Do. 4.0 is doing a lot better. Not good, but better. Yeah. It's not, I think it's Wave 2 capable, but it's going to be a bad Wave 2. A lot of people are going to complain about it, but it needs more people to test it. Flight movement, you think? Because I was in there just then. I didn't see anything kind of jump point related. Acceleration, space brake, request landing, jump point request. Okay. But what's power to jump point? Jump drive. Like request oh, it's when you've got to get closer. Okay. Morning, Paul. You called Castra, but do you ever think of a Star Citizen musical? No, I don't think so. Quantum mode is power to your jump point. Okay. Looks like someone just came through. I have to get closer? Yes, I do. You have to get even closer? Looks like the gate's bugged. Stuck in a closing loop? Oh, okay. That stinks. All right. Looks like Pyro is broken. That be how it be sometimes. All right, let's head to... There's one place I wanted to check out that I haven't had a chance to. Which is, I want to say, over here. And it's not Terminus. It's Pyro 5. Haha. You got farther enough, you can see Pyro and Stanton. Nice. Screens plot. Follow field. Guessing maybe it's in Fuego. Nothing in Fuego. There's one place that's like Prophet's Rest. It was on Ignis. Ashland. Prophet's Peak. There we go. So it's my belief that this is probably... the headquarters of the I keep forgetting to. Yeah, most of the bugs are server related on the game itself. Yeah, generally speaking, it seems like a lot of the issues with the game right now are the back end, not the game code. You're about to poke it from the other side. All right, Mark. Why pay testers, I guess? Only a few weeks before they push 4.0 on us. I just wish they'd fix the stuff versus adding more broken, untested bug loops. I mean, if they played their stuff, would they release it? They do play their stuff, and yeah, the reason why they're going to release it is because they need to get it out before the end of the year because they put themselves in a bind. So yeah, I mean, I've come to terms with it. Y'all should come to terms with it. CIG is going to release this thing broken and buggy just to get it out the door. They're going to release it at the very last crack end of the year, and then they'll hopefully hot fix it as they go along. But CIG needs to go. Technically, it was released in this year. Goodbye. Yeah, 4 weeks. You're going to have this is going to be coming out in 3 weeks, actually, not 4 weeks, because you've got You've got next week, the week after that, and then the week after that. That 20th is going to be when it's going to release. They're going to release it. They're going to say, see ya, we're on break. We'll see you next year. And they'll do a couple of hot fixes over the break because some people are always working over the break. And then when they get back in January, they'll spend the first 3 months trying to fix the game with a 4.1 patch, which is going to be adding in all of the stuff, just fixes and adding all the stuff that they added from, or that they cut from 4.0. And if we're lucky, it comes out in March. Like, that's the reality. And CIG put themselves in this bind, so they're at fault, but that's the way it is. Oh, damn, you have it at March? Wow. What do you mean I have it at March? 4.1 in March, yeah, if we're lucky. Same shit, different year. Yep. The issue I have with Star Citizen is that CIG seems to not be able to maintain momentum, and they're bad at managing their team. From what I've gathered, they just aren't very good at figuring out how to productively manage the people they have to do content on a regular basis. So they basically, because I think CIG doesn't recognize in their planning that humans are going to human. They're going to take time off when they need to take time off, and they have the bus problem where 1 or 2 people in their company just leaves to take time off, and now nothing in that product can get done. So instead, they crunch the shit out of them the last half of the year, which doesn't produce good results. It produces a buggy mess. And then they spend half the year trying to fix that, and then because they're fixing the problems that they caused because they didn't plan ahead properly, they have to crunch again. It causes a vicious cycle instead of breaking the cycle and just sitting down and doing stuff. The argument of like they should just fix what they have now, that's never going to happen. That's not how alphas work. That's not how games work. CIG doesn't have everything in the game yet, so it's going to be broken and buggy until beta, and beta is going to be, or 1.0, which is going to be several years from now. But that's what it is. It's hard to make a game if you lose your employees that actually make the game work versus artists that draw extra cash influx items. I disagree, Rocky, with that assumption. Knowing people who work at CIG has a lot of people who actually make the game work. The idea that CIG only ever works on ships is insane. CIG has a lot of team members who work even in QA. Unless you have some insider knowledge you'd like to let us know, Rocky. You're just kind of pushing the same old shtick. Almost Origin time, baby. How you doing there, Knights? The fact that I'm even playing this shows that CIG is actually working on things. I think the issue comes down to just how they manage their employees and like their timing. They're just awful at guessing things. Do you think they'll have 890 paints? I think they already showed off a couple of leaked ones, but yeah. Because people are complaining about not having 890 paints, so. I mean, expect to pay $50 for them, but. How you doing, Stickeroo? I like the music. We'll finally get the bushy black and gold 890, the color it should have always have been. Yeah. Yeah, the team lead left. I think something like 380 players. Yeah, my server has like 200 people in it, so the performance is about on par with live right now. The main difference, main issue right now is that the backend servers are still getting optimized, and there are also some issues with things like the jump points not working, and going between servers can sometimes crash you. Pyro reward, 890 jump citizens for Pyro on a boat edition. Citizens for prosperity now. Ooh, Pedro. Oh yeah. Welcome to this dog shit world. This is a gas giant, by the way. I don't think it's got a nickname, but it's a green gas giant. Sickly green. Ass giant, yeah. Prophet's Peak. I like to call it Old Farty. Fartia, the gas giant. Fartium 2. Alright, hopefully I won't get shot at immediately landing, but I like the world so far. So, those of you who don't know, I hate that I have to do this sort of thing. This is likely, in my opinion, the headquarters of the Pyro Rats, or the Fire Rats, a cult-like gang that was created by the players. They worship the sun, and they believe that the prophet of Pyro on Bloom speaks the truth of the system. This calling it Prophet's Peak that tells me that this is some sort of possible outpost dedicated to the Prophet of Pyro. It's probably on the other side of this mountain, right? Yeah, look at that. That player may be hostile. The fuck is that? It's a huge ship. So I'm seeing this right. What is that? That's a Polaris. It's just like a crevasse. There's a Polaris, a Zeus, and a Hammerhead. And another Zeus. There's a lot of people here. It's a Star for Lancer. And another Connie. Alright, let's park ourselves right over here then. There's another Zeus downtown. Okay. I don't know what's with this thing, but yeah. All right, make sure I have my helmet on. All right. I'm just trapped here now. I may have just trapped myself. No, I just also be taking a long time. Let's chill here. We'll run? Nah, I'll die here if I have to. I have left channel. Okay. Ah, the roof worked. Yeah, I'm completely screwed here. It's not a decent because the second I hit the roof for access, it opened up. I think this is just broken. Like the elevator just doesn't work. It's all right. We're gonna exit back to menu. One more time. Try to get the Prophet's Rest. Hey, Destroy. Do you think yesterday's mention of planned changes to master modes will be enough to calm them? Sorry, Destroy. Are you serious? Not in like a. I want to make sure you're not like trying to fuck with me, because I don't think anyone in the anti-master modes clique wants to hear anything about master modes other than they want it to be removed. Like, there's no. I don't think there's a negotiations with them, because they've dug their heels in so much that they believe that this single thing is going to destroy the game, and like, you're not going to change their opinion on it. Drake Engineering, yes. The engineer, the elevator boss paid you a visit, yeah. Is it ethical to hunt Morok with a size 4 laser cannon? I mean, yeah, but at that point it's just target practice. It is the year 2099. Master modes remains controversial. We'll finally get the oh yeah, I already saw that one. Ugh. All right. Are we back to this? Like, elevators straight up not working? Well, it might be... My time with 4.0 may have come to an end. It's all elevators are broken now. Ah. Well, 4.0 was fun while it lasted. So Avenger watched the IA show. He has hope, but he also had a puppet to react with. The puppet thing was genius. Yeah. And PU. Oh no, I know it's definitely an issue with like the game right now. I do think that CIG is going to firefight, though. I think what's going to happen is they're going to get 4.0 out in such a bad state that they're going to see a dramatic drop in engagement. They'll see an initial spike of people getting into it and enjoying it, and then people just saying, oh, it's too buggy, I'm going to come back later. So what the management team is going to do is they're going to panic, and they're going to, for Q1, they're going to say, we're just going to smooth out everything. We're going to spend time to bug fix and make everything good, and maybe release the engineering stuff. And it'll probably do a little bit better, but the next time they do anything like Star Citizen related, anything if they fix, after they fix those problems, if they want to add new things, it's going to break more stuff. So... Paul, I knew you'd laugh. I was just asking a theoretical question to throw some shade at the Crusaders. Okay. I wanted to make sure. I think the answer is that for master modes, as they said effectively what I already had been saying for a while, which is Star Citizen as a whole is not done yet with its flight mode. They've said that multiple times as well. Like, they're not finished with flight mode. So as a result, they've got things to do for they've got things to add for the flight mode to change things up. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to kind of judge master modes in this vacuum we have currently, because it needs things like balancing in terms of power usage and heat usage, which is just being added, which was added in 3.2 4.3, but 4.0 and then engineering will kind of expand that even further. So once we have engineering in, it'll change how like flight works. Then quantum boost, we're still missing control, flight controls, and we're missing the Maelstrom system. So so has been, so to Astro be. It's called software development. Yep. But all of those things will change how the game feels, how the game plays. Once you get to that point, it's a matter of like, wow, the performance is a lot better here. Put all that stuff there. Armor. Oh, all of my white undersuits. I'll pull on my fancy undersuit. I'm just doing some cargo hauling here. Let's do the super fancy. The nasty, if you will. I like purple. Backpack. Wear backpack. All right, there's no backpack, so which means I got to do the filter. Filters or sort, custom, arms, core, helmet. Should start popping up the backpacks. There we go. Yeah, I lost my main backpack, but that's fine. Maybe I have to do... That's strange. There we go. I'm gonna go to the armor shop real quickly and see if I can't fix that, though. Utility. We're gonna pull out fancy schmancy. Okay, that didn't work.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit.
Suit.
You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever.
take away my space game.
MNKY Smash just resubscribed for 3 months. Good morning, Astro. Hope you had a great Turkey Day someday.
Hey, Monkey Smash, thank you so much for that 3 months of support. You're a very important pupper, very impressive pisser, very pedestrian. This is your fault. Leave your drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. All right. I have a Nomad for my starter. I don't need an Intrepid. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see the Intrepid's value. I'll probably buy it in game though. Like a 315p I'll get the Intrepid as a nice little smuggler starter. The amount of sperm suits is horrific. What do you mean? The amount of sperm suits is the number of times I've died. I don't feel comfortable being judged by how many times I've died. Ha 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 ha. Where are you, Cruz? Ooh, and I got a gray cat. I probably don't have good armor here though. Not to do cabbage. Go to my Mazra Kush. Bush, whatever. Miscellaneous. Fruit juice. Black Mountain. Give me the good shit. Give me the good shit. Give me the good shit. Where are you, Cruise? Probably the right front. I missed it. Cruise, dark. Buy. Yes. The performance isn't too bad right here. Let's head to the main commons and go to their armor shop, because I think there's an armor shop there. Oop, I gotta get med pens first. Scandalous, sure. Oh wow, Keltu will be found in 76 years. If it's found in 76 years, it's probably on Earth. It's the commons. Think I'm going to save up this year for a Pioneer? Good luck with that. Back on live? Yeah, no, I was doing back on live because 4.0 was like the freaking elevators aren't working, so I was just like, I'm good. I'm good. Possibly. Mars wasn't really, in 76 years would be the 20, like around 2100. Mars wasn't fully terraformed until 30. So I doubt it would have been formed on Mars during its terraformation, especially since it's Kelto. Kelto. You do all your save stands and stuff? I haven't, no. I'm planning on doing a lot of those this afternoon after the lore tour. So for people, so people can hop on and join me if they need to. We are doing a subathon, so if you go, it's a little hard to see this, but we'll be streaming for another 6 hours and 42 minutes. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours, so a little over 7 hours, I think. What am I doing?
Station momentarily. Careful, doors are now closing.
Phase 3 is epic. You get 2 crude HH and 1 Polaris. Magical. I've done some of... so the thing is I've done Phase 3, but it didn't count. I've even done, like, Phase 2, but it didn't count all of my Phase 2s. So it's not counting everything.
Approaching station. Stand clear of disinfection.
Eight and a half hours. Okay. A little over 8.5 hours, or around 8.5 hours. There we go. So it started at 8 hours. We got another 30 minutes, and there we go.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit.
Suit.
You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever.
take away my space game.
Camera Prime has subscribed.
Thank you, Camaro Prime, for that subscription. You are very important, Pub-A, very impressive, pisser, very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. You still need to do 3 instances of Phase 3 to see it stand to myself. Well, I want to try to do some of it on Sunday as well, but I also want to do some Phase 4. I think Phase 4 is mostly just like... Alright, so where's the armor? Courier, Shubin Interstellar, Trade and Development, Center Mass. Probably maybe over here? I know there originally isn't really an armor place here. Operelli and Wally's, so it's probably going to be over by Shubin will be the way where I can get it. I may have to go up to the station, but I never get to go to these places. Vehicle Components Retailer. Shubin, Center Mass. Okay, Center Mass might have it. I'm going to come back to Shubin if I need to. Like I said, performance is pretty good on like the main game, but I'm sure there's like 4 people on here. Do they have the good weapons? Is Shubin or is Microtech based? No, it is not based. Sad days. All right, let's go to Shubin. Oh, Intel's Battle Mage cards revealed next week. B580 MSRP, apparently $250. The performance to match for 4060 to 4070. I need a 4070 is one of the things I need. Armor. Backpacks. They have the Mazarov. Perfect. That's pretty interesting there, Darsh. I don't think it's probably a good idea for me to jump into a Intel card because they're so new and thus kind of untested. Custom legs, arms, core. And I'll take out the helmets because sometimes that'll block it as well. Yep. There we go. So now I can put most of this in here. And then weapons. Old standbys here. Go. There we go. There we go.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit.
Suit.
You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever.
take away my space game.
Dude.
UK Dude 2 just resubscribed for 33 months.
Thank you so much for that 33 months of support there, UK Dude. You're a very important Pub-A, very impressive pisser, very pedestrian. This is your fault. These are trick and night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. How you doing, man? I gotta keep going back to this. I think I pick Orison purely because Seraphim sells Coda pistols because I don't like having to shoot someone twice. That is a based response. That is exactly the best response. That should be one of Castak Arms' taglines. Fire and forget. All right. Got a nice backpack. I'm going to take my helmet off real quick. Drink this nice smoothie. There's no garbage can around here, is there? Of course not. All right, well, I'm gonna let her. To the Aspire Grand. To the spaceport. That would be ignoring the first rule of Zombieland. Always double tap. You may have acquired a UEE flag from CitizenCon. Oh, X bought one for me. I think he may have gotten to Billionaire Ninja, so I'll have to talk to Bill about it. Billy. 4060 Ti. What's a 4060 Ti costing these days? 4 is all cargo running. Yeah. Yeah, but phase 4 you can't really do as a group. You just do that solo.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
$4060 Ti here is $525 or 525 euros, $550, 450-ish. God, everything is so expensive these days. I think my processor is good enough. I may just buy an upgraded graphics card. Yeah, I know it's not going to get any cheaper. To give you context, y'all, I'm making more money than I've ever made before doing content creation, and it's still like, at the best of times, $2,000 a month. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but like, that's still half of what I make as a teacher. And most of that goes to like paying for my editor, paying for services, you know, other upkeep issues. So.
Stand clear.
Yeah, I did make that thirst for that flag. I really wanted that flag. It was really cool. So I imagine post-tax Battle Mage would be about 300. It runs very well? Okay. A 2060 Ti or a 2070 would probably be... Hit the wrong button, obviously. 4070 Ti is Super is the only 40 series card worth the value, price, performance. Don't get me started on that term there, Omega. I hate that term. The flag I have is for the small ones that run the VIP tables, their own little stand if you're interested. Oh, maybe. Do you fork out ships for giveaways? Yes. CIG does give me a few ships, but like for instance, the one we're giving away right now, exclamation point giveaway for YouTube and Twitch. You will find that I am giving away a cutter, and that's one that I had to pay for myself.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
It's a cutter game package. 4060 Ti Elite is 4070 but cheaper. Yeah, but didn't have the nerve to liberate one of the larger ones. Why do I have a Polaris? Why do I have two Polarises? I have a Perseus, yeah. Is the loaner for the Perseus a Polaris?
Welcome to the new Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do something stupid here, chat.
Remember, your belongings belong to you.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. I love that. Because they're your belongings. It's in the name. Forgetting capital ships? I only have the Polaris. The biggest ships I have are the Banner Merchantman, the Polaris, and the Ironclad. And I don't actually have an Ironclad, I have an upgrade. Oh, not a Polaris, yeah, Perseus. I do the same thing with R-named ships, like the Reclaimer, the Redeemer, and the Retribution. The Reclaimer, Redeemer, the Retaliator, and Retribution. I always get all of those names mixed up. The fuck was that noise?
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle.
Rise. Rise. Well, they've made the caution a little bit more subdued. Yeah, it's just a bug. Which would explain the second Polaris? Oh, concierge and subscribers get one for a week? Okay, yeah. Rise from your grave. If anything, by the grab a 12th gen 12 900K. 11th gen was ass compared to the 10th edition. Like my CPU is fine. I don't really like my CPU doesn't really struggle. And I got the K before, but like there's no reason for me to get the K because I don't know how to overclock. I've tried it in the past and it didn't work, so I'd have to go through the process of like learning how to do it. And it seems like a lot of effort for very little like improvement. Like you're getting, you know, a fraction of an improvement, like noticeable improvement. Then again, I am a lug nut when it comes to this sort of thing. So someone could explain to me how it literally changes their lives, but I don't know. I have to go up higher. That's the armory. An elevator. OC always causes CTD in games. I imagine it has some value in things like design or something like that, but I keep forgetting it's IAE. Yeah. The answer, the thing I've heard a lot of people say, and I agree with, is just that like there's a different feel to this IAE. It feels a lot more subdued. This is the Starlancer cargo variant? Yes. The Pioneer is not going to fit in display hall. The Pioneer goes wall to wall, and the Pioneer is 30 meters longer and way wider. You're talking about the Polaris goes wall to wall. Oh, the 890. Nothing new, really. I mean, there are some newer things, and I think the end of the stream is probably going to the Drake, or not Drake, the Anvil Day is probably going to change some of these things up. When did you show up? Okay, where's the request takeoff? There we go. Hey, they have a jump pack, a paint pack. Let's see how expensive it is. $55. Yeah, 40. It's saved 20%. It's 20% off. $44. This is for 3 paints, though. That's not too bad. Would you let me take off, please? Wow. It's not letting me take off. Let me see if I target this. There we go. Its pieces float around forever. Now let's try this. I think you can call ATC through your friends lists. But I don't think it works. All right, I'm gonna land and then try to switch servers. Are you finally opening now? Yeah, you're opening now that I landed. Oh, something didn't work right. Thank God I'm getting a new Babby for now. I'll have to come back in a couple hours, but... Oh yeah, I could also do call through the MFD. All right, I'll be right back, chat. Oh,
You
wait.
can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space.
Love all that you do, and the passion behind it, especially for this game. I've been playing for a year now, and I feel like the new player without content like this, and I feel lost. Thank you for watching.
Rocky Raccoon _ has subscribed.
Thank you for being a subscriber. You're a very important pupper, very precipice, a very good pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Yeah, the one thing when we were talking earlier, Rocky, the one thing that one of my pet peeves about people discussing Star Citizen is the sort of like meme of CIG only makes ships and they only care about ships, because like it's not really the case. There's the problem that CIG has isn't that, oh well, we can just milk ships and continue to exist. The problem that CIG has is that they can't seem to get in a good rhythm of getting their patches out in a way that will consistently deliver content. And it feels like what they're doing is just burning their staff at both ends and not figuring out how they're like. What's going to happen is at the end of this year, CIG, no matter what, is going to release 4.0. It'll be buggy, it'll be broken, everyone will hate it, or people will just be like, I'll come back in the new year. They'll fix it in the new year, and then what will happen is people will be like, cool, I've got it fixed. And between like February and June, people will say, Star Citizen's boring, there's nothing new coming out. I don't want to play it until there's something new. And so they'll release a bunch of new stuff in June, and it'll break everything, and everyone will be like, I can't play it. Why don't they just sit down and fix their game? And it's this constant back and forth.
You can take away my space.
They need to have that sort of balance.
You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
It worked.
Citizen_cheese has subscribed.
Thank you for using your Twitch Prime sub on me there, Citizen Cheese. You're a very important pupper, very precipice, a very new pedestrian. This is your fault. The return drinking out. Shots and cheers into work. Shots and cheers, chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Thank you. So the goal is, we have a goal right there, which is like 400 sub points. I think we're at 347. So we're a little over 50 sub points there. I don't expect us to get to 400 sub points today. I'd like to, but that's more of just a, hey, if you want to do this, we'll do some special things. But the idea is mostly just subscribe and, you know, hang out, because right now we're at about, we've got 6 hours and 28 minutes left, and we've been streaming for 2 hours. So we've got 2 hours and 60 minutes. So a little, almost 9 hours. Maximum we can do today is 12. So, how you doing, Citizen Joel? Hell yeah, man. Thanks again, Paul. You do great things. Thank you. If you haven't had a chance to watch it as well, when you get a chance to, you can watch the latest Drake Interplanetary, latest lore video on Drake Interplanetary. It's an hour long. And I wanted to die when I was making it. Not because it's bad, but UK dude, what the fuck?
Milky Dude 2 just gifted 20 subs.
Jesus Christ. Thank you for that 20 sub bomb. You're a very important pubber. Very impressive pisser. Very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Mate, couldn't watch it quick enough. I'm a Drake stan. Favorite ship is still the Black. I love Drake's stories, so I'm hoping that I can redo that in a couple of years when they have more stuff out. Because the problem is that Drake has a lot of content. Like, there are 2 big stories, or 3-ish. You have the Cutlass Red, or the Cutlass Black, the Cutlass Red, and the Vulture. Everything else is sort of still a mystery, and a little bit on the Kraken. But everything else is still kind of like we know that the cutter was made in 2920, but then the one that we have today is an updated version under Andon Arden's kind of thing. So a lot of it is simply putting the pieces together from the different like lore stories that has been out there. So, but UK dude, you were a madman. As always, you were an absolute madman. I could do Origin. That would be a good one. I think Origin would be a good one for IAE. Just didn't think about that. Complete history of Origin is interesting because Origin has multiple, like pretty much every one of their ships has some kind of lore attached to it. Except for the 400i. Yeah. I was mind blown when you talked about Cousin Crow. The lore is so damn rich. I try to connect everything I can to the Stanton system in some way, shape, or form, so that to give people context of like, yeah, this lore is all connected to what you can see in the game right now. It's just not always there. I like Drake's aesthetic. I do too. Poor I, my poor boy. Origin Jor, I would watch it. Oh, I mean, we know about the 600i, we know about the 100 series, the 300 series, we know about the 200 series, which we've only heard about but never really seen, the 890 jump, and the 85X and the M50. We know all of those. We know the designer names of them. We know when they were built, why they were built. Like, the only thing we don't have directly is the 600i's designer. But the 2 brothers who built the 300 series are the ones who built the M50 and the 85X. And the X1. Oh, actually, I think the team that built the 85X, the team that built the M50 was from a different designer, but he also developed the X1. Met a streamer at CitizenCon, and for the life of me, I can't remember his name. Canadian, nice guy. He was selling me on Star Citizen chairs they had there. Invisible something. I wish I could remember. Huh. Still love my M50, one of the first ship-only purchases I've made. 200i for export only, not available in Stanton. Well, the 200i was called a observation ship, so it would be interesting if the 200i was a dedicated, not a dedicated racer, but like a fast ship that was a camera ship, similar to the Mako, but also maybe some like scanning ships and stuff like that. 200i Mini 600, possibly. I think it's probably more like a cross between maybe like a no bed, but a actual chair, but with like various different aspects. Is there a 500i? Not in lore, but I could see one. I could see one being kind of like a medium ship, like the 400. Maybe somewhere between a medium and a large. A data runner? Yeah, I could see that too. The 200 was called an observation ship, and it was made by one of the 2 brothers who made the original. I want to say it was like the X300 or it was the X3 program, which is the thing that was the first commercially available non yacht design. Gosh, level 6 hype train. Thank y'all. Hype chest. Ooh, what's the hype chest? Stir the pot emote. I kind of want a ship that's a 600i round ball cockpit. Yeah, I can see that. All right, I'll be right back, chat. Then we'll do some cargo running.
Barcelona! Barcelona!
I guess I should probably turn down those sound effects because I think they're a little too loud.
I'm just an old-fashioned cowboy.
All right, I'm back. You got really... So, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think there's a lot of folks who don't like the sound effects. I mean, I know there are people who don't like the sound effects, but people who are like, hey, the sound effects are fine, but it's not just the sound effects. Like, they say, like, my music is too loud. Is the music too loud, chat? Specifically, is this music too loud? Okay. Can I play music? So I kind of keep this pretty low. So I don't change anything. No, it's just weird because like someone was like, I love you, but your music is so loud. It's like, what? All right, let's gonna go for hauling. Ooh, got a lot of hauling. Let's see the big baby, the big ones, the schmackaroos. Ooh, a 50K. 50K is the one I'm gonna have to do. Unless it's like a go to the ground, because we know the grounds don't work. $52. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We'll give you the most expensive ones you can find, but are all going to be planetary, which are all broken. Yeah, these are all broken. I could try this one. Port Tressler to... Okay, we'll try these. I love the sound design they did with this. When you're playing, it's fine. When you're having a conversation, it's distracting. So basically what you're saying is I need to have two different levels. Because I definitely want something in the background that's not like nothing. Because like this music right here is just the same music I use for the... It's because my mic is mute? No, my mic isn't low. Same music I use for the Astro Historian. And it's the same levels that I have, so... Maybe I need to turn them down a little bit. Go. Ideally, I find it most distracting when doing monthly reports. What I need to do is find a good sort of background music that's spacey enough, Star Citizen, that I can put on repeat. The Astro story video. It's done by Utho. People keep asking me, where can I find it? It's like, Utho made it for me specifically. I offered to pay him for it too, and he's like, nope. There we go. Can I see the gateway then? It's that way. For just a little bit more. Perfect. So just inside. I gotta move a little bit further. Perfect. Is there any reason why purchasable names for all our ships isn't a thing yet? The main reason is because the version that they built for some of the ships is broken. So, like, the thing that... Okay, that's speaking of broken. Now, what am I doing? Close this up. Go out this direction. Why is this not working? No module? All right, well, I'm gonna go get some more. I thought they could do them as skins. So no, so originally the issue was that they wanted to they wanted to use them for ships, and they worked. The problem was is they didn't work with every ship skin that they had in the game because they hadn't fully developed the ship skin system, and they didn't scale right. You couldn't really read the names on the ships where they had them. So, like, it seems like they have kind of a solution to the problem that they can use, but come back, grab something else. But it's just a matter of, do they want to spend the time working on that and getting it functioning only for it to break later on when they add some other aspect, like, say, Maelstrom to the game? Or do they just wait until all of the features are in and then going back and doing that? And their answer is right now is, let's just wait until we have more features in the game and then spend time on it. Yeah, it's still planned. And some ships do have the ability to have their names on them. So I think every ship will have its own name at some point. I'm no fan of the freelancer design language, and initially I saw the shiny, and all I could see was the Fat Lancer. Long short story, I just bought a Fat Lancer. I like the Corsair. The problem is there's just really nothing kind of like the Freelancer Max, Starlancer Max from the Drake series. It's like 150, right? Let me look at the Starlancers. It's like it's like 200 something. Because you've got like the Corsair, which is 70, and then you've got the Caterpillar, which is like 500, and then you have the Ironclad, which is somewhere between 700 and 1500. So it's like, all right, so I'm going to buy one of these. So I'm going to go in here. Hey, it works now. He's floating. They're back on the yes. Yes, security man. Now he's floating away. Goodbye. You're coming with me. I'm trapping you now. Oh, no, he left. He's still here. Oop. Aw, I was gonna steal him. I was gonna load him in my ship and be like, "You are now my involuntary crew member. Congratulations." Would it be beneficial to allocate RAM to Star Citizen? I have 64 gigabytes. I feel like Star Citizen is much smoother for me. Yes. Double check if you do ~r_display_info1. You'll see up there how much RAM you're using. So for me, it's... I'm not seeing up here. It used to say your RAM usage. It might be a different one. But yeah, it'll tell you how much RAM you have, and yeah, it will eat any RAM you can give it. So the more RAM you have, the better performance you're going to have overall. Maybe under display info too. Hardware question: will I see a big difference between a 9800 3D instead of a 9800X out of stock for new CPU or scalping prices? I couldn't tell you. You use Task Manager to see your RAM usage? It used to be able to see it in the game, but yeah. It also depends on the resolution. 1440 or ultra wide. I have 1440, so that's what I'm using. I couldn't help you out with that one. Chat might be able to. Yeah, 10#42 does a good job. He is my go-to guy for anything Star Citizen related in terms of technical stuff. There we go. It's this invisible wall in the middle of it. There we go. Which CPU will let me stream Paul in 8K, 120 FPS? I don't know. When you figure that out, let me know. All right, so we got to go to the Microtech Secure Center Work Center. So they need pressurized ice, and they also need processed food. They're 2 SU wide, yes. Which means you can put, and they're, I think, several SU tall. Yeah, I don't think it can go. It's... So basically, you can put like a 16 SCU cargo. I think you can put like a 32 SCU on this. Mario jump. No. Is there a button I can hit over here? I am sad to report that I have traded my Corsair for a Starlancer TAC. She wasn't the same, spitting half the freedom. That's understandable. Oh, ha, that's the wrong one. Try this. Oh, it's still a single, single one over there. Right, I keep doing that. So used to the freelancer. I'm just doing freelancer moves. I wish they didn't use its popularity as a reason to nerf ships, so counterproductive. It's not really necessarily it's popular, that it's too effective. The crew even said that it's just too effective as a ship. It was doing a lot, it was killing a lot more than it should have, which is why it was popular. Makes sense. The belly stacking 2 high and the rear stacking 3 high, because the belly is where you put like your 32 SCU crates. It probably only fits 1, but it could possibly fit 2, which means you have like 1 thing to go. And then the back is where you can put all your miscellaneous stuff, including a vehicle. So the Corsair was accounting for 40% of all kills. Yeah, that's a little insane. Solo kills. It's kind of like how when the Ares got nerfed for similar reasons. Did you see the UAP on the Manchester tarmac a few days ago? I did not. No, I don't follow a lot of that stuff too closely. When it comes up in my feed, I watch it, but yeah, other than that, not really. People use it because it was overpowered. Yeah. 2 SCU per side. So it holds a total of 64 per side. So 128 SCU just on in the middle section. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. Plus 96 in the rear. Okay. Okay, the Sakura Sun. I don't like the fact that they nerfed it in the way they did, because it feels very lazy. It felt very slapdash. Collect shipment. Microtech Depot. Gray Cat Production, which means it's this one over here. I mean, if they're gonna, the thing is if they're going to nerf it, I would prefer them to just drop the weapon size, like drop the size 4s to size 5 to size 4s, or drop the size 4s to size 3s or something like that, because the splitting between the of the back turrets and the front turrets for the co-pilot is basically just remove the back turret. There's no point in having the back turret at that point because no one's going to use that back turret unless they absolutely have to. And I don't like that balance that they do. It's one of the biggest pet peeves I have is them saying, "Hey, we have 3 seats, and you're each going to get 5 turrets. Good luck." It's like, cool. So you can only ever use 3 guns on the ship, which makes the other guns basically pointless because no one's going to use the smaller guns on a ship if the bigger guns still do more damage. Like, what's the point of having a ship that has that is designed to do like this, that has 5 turrets and you have 3 seats? Like, that you just have 3 turrets. It's not an actual like thing. It's an exploration ship, not a delete everything ship. It's also a Drake ship. That's how they fucking were built, though. The turret is for back shots. I see what you did there, Darsh. Yeah, if they dropped it down to size 4s, it would have allowed for that nerf so that people aren't just absolutely deleting everything as they used to, without having to like ruin the back turret. Same thing with the rear turret on the Redeemer. Basically, it's a 4-person combat ship with the same firepower as 2 F-7As and the durability of a wet napkin. It's not just unique to like one ship for sure.
Drinks all around.
Hey.
I_said_good days. Just got a sub from Senali. Senali gifted a tier 1 sub to I_said_good days here.
Thank you so much for giving that sub to I'd said good day, sir. You're both very important puppets, very impressive pistons, very good pedestrians. You rock. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Do I have everything working? A lot of issues stem from the weapon tweaking and how ballistic cannons damage things. You put a size 4 or size 4, size 5 cannons on anything, it just deletes it. It's CIG that upguns everything and then pleads surprise when it overperforms. Well, the issue is that it overperforms, but it overperforms in a way that allowed for much more pilot control than they anticipated. Okay, so this is Sakura's Sun, so we gotta do this. Should have parked this in the front. Connie has the excuse that you have the guns so wide apart you have a lot of missed shots. The Connie is also going to get nerfed, y'all. I expect a lot of the ships that are like single soloable, big ships that have a lot of firepower, all of their firepower is going to end up being moved over to a co-pilot. Especially the Connie. The Connie has 2 manned turrets and 3 seats. One of those seats is going to be a gunner. I imagine them taking all of the guns away from the pilot in the Connie, so that the co-pilot is the one who's gunning. I have to go through the sides, right? Oh, it's right here. Close. Good to know. Oh, that's the wrong way. Should have known because it's the way up. The Starfarer Gemini needs to be nerfed? What do you mean? It's broken. There's currently a very interesting argument of PvP versus PvE at EPTU in the moment, and people arguing that PvP is griefing. It's mildly entertaining to read. Well, for instance, when we did our video, when I did my captain's table on like the MMOification of Star Citizen, a lot of the comments are people being like panicking over like us talking about it as if like we're PvP centric. Like I'm not a PvP player, but one of the major issues that Star Citizen is going to have is that it needs to find a way of matching PvP and PvE in a way that's engaging, which they currently don't do. Oh, yes, you're a PvP player, Jumptown Boy. I am a PvP player, but I'm not a sweat lord. Like, I'm not the kind of guy out there trying to like be the master of everything. I enjoy PvP, but I am also a trader. They basically hate fun. Flying a big ship with no weapon to control is boring as hell. It also makes sense that that the big guns that you aim by maneuvering the ship are not pilot controlled. It's pants on head stupid. No, it's just how Star Citizen wants to balance bigger ships. They want bigger ships to feel powerful, but they also want to make you. They want to make you rely on somebody else to fire the weapons. They want the Star Trek situation, not the Star Wars situation. They want the fighters and small ships to feel like Star Wars, but they want the larger ships to feel more like Star Trek, where you have like various stations, and each station has its own role. Went with the little Exos traffic yesterday. Forecast didn't have any rain for a change, and it was so nice. The clouds slipped apart, and I felt sunlight on my skin for the first time in like 3 weeks. I had to wear sunglasses while driving, and now it's back to rain, showers, and overcast, and only a hair above temps that would have different precipitation. If you don't mention the S word's name after October before the June around here. I get the feeling there, Jaded. I get it. But it's not a cap ship. Yeah. I'd agree the Conde Corsair is a good cutoff point. I do think that CIG will try to remove as many guns away from the pilot as possible in both of their ships. Because the actual answer is the Corsair should be impossible to fly, because once you start taking damage, you're fucked. Unless you have a crew member. Like, that's the way I would balance it, but I don't see CIG doing that. Because CIG balances through weapon costs and stuff like that. All right. So, let's turn that off. Gray Cat Stanton. So if CIG is still modifying master modes, does this mean Squadron 42 flight modes will change? I doubt that the Squadron 42 flight mode will be the exact same as the Star Citizen's flight mode. They'll have two different flight modes, just because there's going to come to a point where Squad 42 has to make a cutoff of being like, hey, we have to push this game, and Star Citizen's always going to change its like it's always going to be changing its designations or whatever what it's called. There will be a gold standard like the gold mode that they have to hit. So the short answer is yes, I think it will change, but they won't always change. Kirk didn't fly the Enterprise. That is true. But generally speaking, if you remember, the Han didn't fire the guns of the. Oh, my camera broke. There you go. Han didn't fire the guns of the Millennium Falcon. Either flew or fired, not both. So, like, that's the style they're going for. The Falcon's missiles, yeah. And you'll actually see that in a lot of ships, like the Hammerhead, where like the Hammerhead doesn't have any pilot-controlled weapons, but it does have pilot-controlled missiles. Even the Polaris has pilot-controlled missiles. Remember, Star Citizen's balance is partially based off of movie logic, because it's supposed to be an homage to 80s action movies, sci-fi.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never,
ever
ever take away my space.
That's the issue, is the stability issues. That's the biggest issue.
Tilted Turtle just resubscribed for 4 months. Thanks to @Shempaster for my sub gift.
Thank you so much for that 6 months. Yeah, you're on month 2 of that 6 months. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive, sir. Very new pedestrian. This your fault. The reason I'm drinking night. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. That's 6 months. At least the Millennium Falcon had turrets, not direct fire weapons under the non-pilot control. So I think the CIG is going to have to eventually learn to just go off of what's best for the game, rather than doing this sort of constantly referencing popular media. And that will probably end up being pilot controls some of the weapons, but co-pilots control most of the weapons. Like, one of the things I really want them to pull back on is like I said before, my biggest pet peeve with the whole, you have 5 turrets and 4 controllers. Like, just add more seats. If you're going to do that, add more seats. Because it makes more sense to have that. And if you don't, remove the weapons. Like, because they're basically ineffective anyways. Emulate a fun game. Well, fun is subjective. Ackland.
My space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Ackland just resubscribed for 6 months. Hope all is going well, and I hope they don't touch the Connie.
Thank you so much, Ackland. You're a very important pupper, very impressive business, very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers and chat. Y'all shots and cheers. Thank you. That's 6 months. They will touch the Connie, but in a good way. When they do the good things to the Connie, they're also going to do bad things to the Connie. Yeah, but we're not going to get AI crew until after 1.0 releases. They even confirmed we're not even having the Genesis Starliner until after 1.0. Which means that we're not going to have there'll be an entire gameplay loop, which will not be in 1.0, forward by 1.0, which is the passenger transport. I think it's the first confirmed not going to happen in 1.0 gameplay loop. When E1? Probably not until after 1.0, based off of the statements from last time. Passengers are whiny boxes. I think the issue is more they need to get AIs functioning properly, and it's clear that they don't have they don't feel confident in having the time that they've allocated to get 1.0 out. They don't have AIs functioning the way they want them to. Not even 1.0, post 1.0. Anything that is mainly a passenger transport gameplay will probably not come out until post 1.0. Listen, I mentioned we should take all pilot guns off ships except fighters, and people got angry. I mean, I'm with you. I know why people are angry about it, but I think there's a delicate balance, and I think the balance is anything that's Connie or above needs to be removed. Like pilot needs to be removed, or it needs to be moved into a different mode. I also think, based off of the layout of the Connie, the left seat should be the pilot seat, the right seat should be the co-pilot seat, and the middle seat should be the captain's seat. And I think the captain should be the one who's able to control the guns. Or the pilot is able to control the guns and the co-pilot is able to control the missiles. With the captain doing other things as well. The other source, the huge Star Citizen source, is World War II. Every single plane from that era, fixed weapons, had them controlled by the pilot, as far as I know. Yeah, that was fighters. Like, bombers didn't have fixed weapons; they had turrets. Yeah, meaning constellations, Corsair, that kind of stuff. Captain should be pinning targets and making inspirational speeches, yeah. And why does that make sense? Narratively speaking, it kind of does, but mostly it's a gameplay thing. You want the power of a multi-crew ship, you need to have a multi-crew members. That would be the statement. You want to fucking kick ass and take names in a bigger ship, then you better have friends. Yeah, caffeine, but those would be like the equivalent of like the Vanguard. They'd be like heavy fighters. Doesn't make sense for anyone except the pilot to be in charge of fixed forward, non-turreted weapons. It not in a logical world, but in a gameplay perspective, I think that's the case. That's one of those decisions where it's like, well, logically it doesn't make sense, but we're not dealing with logic, we're dealing with gameplay logic. The helmsman of a battlecruiser doesn't fire the missiles. True. It's boring to click when somebody else aims. It's just subjective. I have played games where, like, Pulsar, the Lost Colony, and Star Trek Bridge Crew, where the synergy between the pilot and the gunner is important. So, because the pilot didn't fire the guns, the gunner did. The gunner had to communicate with the pilot about maneuvering so they can get a shot. And between those two, they would work together to aim the gun and aim the target. Makes the co-pilot just a button pusher. It makes them a specific role. What was the first one? Pegasus Bridge Simulator? Yeah. Have I done stage 4 yet already? I haven't even finished stage 2 yet. I'm going to do that this afternoon. I'm 100% for multi-crew, by the way. I just think the current game won't be fun to just sit there for someone to say fire and click a button. That's why there's going to be multiple roles. Artemis, yeah, Artemis ship, yeah, is the one. Well, I think Synergy is fun. I don't think most people find it fun, and most multi-crew ships aren't going to be for people who are interested in like the traditional combat experience, the combat experience we have now. Everyone wants to fire big ass guns, though. I disagree. It's just like I think a lot of people said everyone wants to be a captain. Not everyone wants to be a captain. Not everyone wants to be the captain. Not everyone wants to be the pilot. Not everyone wants to be the engineer or fire big ass guns. The key that CIG is going to have to thread is with just multi-group gaming in general, which is how do you make it so that each position has a job to do that's fun, and make sure it's not just push button. I think it's possible. The engineering gameplay in Guns of Icarus is another one. Another good example of that is these are kind of Guns of Icarus is kind of a simpler example, but Sea of Thieves. Like, I don't think anyone calls Sea of Thieves boring when it comes to like its combat. And it requires the pilot of the ship to maneuver the ship so that the gunners can fire. The gunners can aim. You can still aim with the larger ships. Just give them gimbals. Give them full gimbal. Even that has a good multi-crew, yeah. I think if you gave the Connie and the Corsair and the 600i like full gimbal support, meaning like they could swivel the guns like a much wider firing arc, or a gunner view, like a operator mode that's just sort of like a third-person camera where you can like still keep a lot of your shots, kind of almost like a remote turret. The Corsair gimbals have better freedom. I think it's just about aiming. It's about how you aim properly and how you can get that vision in. No. Landing on planets, they actually fucking work. This is insane. I mean, like the thing is still there, but it's working. Done. Let's see if the other member rank does. The only way it would work is the pilot has on his HUD a visual representation of the gunner's field of fire, so the pilot can keep targeting where the gunner can actually hit it. I can still see that. I can see that. See, I've said for a while that I think the solution to a lot of CIG's problems is more operator modes. Operator modes is the name of the game when it comes to ship functionality. Having a operator mode, which is like a combat pilot mode for multi-crew, which allows for the pilot to see the arc of fire, or where the gunners are pointing, so that the gunners can say, hey, 20 degrees to the left, and they can see on their HUD, oh, the gunners are pointing that direction, I can move that direction. While also the gunner is having a sort of an omniscient view, or like a remote view of the gun, so they can fire them like that, Oh gosh, I realize I don't have this one
Hey
up.
Paul, how are you
Chris.
liking the Star Lancer? Do you have any plans for refitting your dashboard space? Army display, extra beds, 1:1 scale model of the Stanton system?
Hey Iris. Hey Paul, are you liking the Star Lancer? Do you like the plans for refitting your dashboard space? Army display, extra beds, 1:1 scale model. Yes, I want to recreate the entire Battle for Idris 4 on the dashboard. You're right. The Mitchell bomber did have fixed weapons, fixed control. The B-25. Pupplehead. Yes, Bubblehead. Again, my issue with the Corsair is that those guns and how they were used, in fact, it's no other way to have remote turret to be used at the same time. I would love to see them remove the back turret and then give all of those guns control to the co-pilot and have the co-pilot have a remote view for firing. It's called the Vanguard here. They're called Mitchell bombers in the US, but yeah.
Citizen Joel just got a sub from Eris Breadtide.
Hey.
Eris Breadtide gifted a tier 1 sub to Citizen Joel.
Thank you so much for giving that.
They have given 91 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you for giving that. You're very, very important public. Very impressive. This is very pedestrians. This is your fault. Return for good night. Shots and cheers and checking out. Shots and cheers. All right. Shubin mining facility. So this is going to be the test because these are the ones that always break. 25 Mitchell. Well, they have different names, I think, because so many different countries used them because they were so common. Hey, Torin. Just add a remote turret station to your loadmaster for your loadmaster and done. Yeah. Seat in the back. They can use the back turret. Because I think it would be kind of baller to have, like, basically, like right now we have, when I'm in here, I have guns so I can control them. But if I had some sort of remote turret view, like, you know, so I can pull it up properly and maneuver it around. Yeah, it's not letting me kind of do anything crazy over here. Can't really get the idea, but you know, something like this. If I could get it, there we go. A little tighter. So like all the guns can be controlled by the co-pilot who can see this, and I can see where my co-pilot is aiming so I can adjust fire and stuff like that. The Vanguard also has equipment for a B-25J. Oh. I keep forgetting. Paul, do you think the Odyssey is getting close to production? Probably. I think it's going to be starting production next year. Let me get out of the seat real quick. So hydrogen's going to the same facility. I know the different facilities. This is going to be a pain in the ass to do. All right. I'll do a big haul after this one because I can use this. They said MISC gets the focus after RSI, which makes sense. MISC has the most backlog ships after RSI. Misk and Drake, and they know that they're working on Drake's. We know that they're working on the Ironclad. I think they're gonna, because their team is twice the size as it was 2 years ago. I think they're gonna attempt to do both, focus on Drake and Misk at the same time. With Drake being the Ironclad, maybe some of the updates for the, almost certainly some of the updates for the Caterpillar. I also think when they start doing the scanning stuff, the Herald's going to have to get updated to use the new scanning stuff. So you've got the Herald, the door, kind of like what they do with the Carrack, with like the door elevators functioning properly. Maybe a retouch of the engine area, so it's actually like component bays rather than just this giant fuck off engine. And maybe some like touch up of the like positioning for the tractor beams, so that they can kind of like telescope out a little bit more. I think those are going to be the those sorts of little additions will go along with the creation of the Ironclad. Astro when? I don't know, because it wasn't on the list, so I think it'll probably be, it might be next year, but I doubt it. I think it's probably going to be more like 2026. Not counting variants, Misk has like seven backlog ships, and Drake has 4. Well, we can already remove one, which is the Endeavor. The Endeavor is not coming out anytime soon. And we know they're working on the Ironclad, and they've said as much, that the Ironclad is the stepping stone step for the Kraken. So they need to get that done before they get the Kraken. They've already showed off the Kraken exterior again, which at least hints that they want to try to get the Kraken out soon. Not like 7.7, yeah. But with Misk, the ships that they need to get out are the Expanse, but the Expanse needs refining to work, which will require probably the crafting and base building mechanics. So the Expanse, the Odyssey, which requires refining, because it has its own refinery, so that's the big thing. It's got mining, but needs refining. What are some of the other Misk ships? There's the BLD, but that's kind of already out. The BLD is needed for that as well, so that makes sense that it's the big one. I'm trying to think of what are the other Misk ships that are out there. The Endeavor, that's 4. What are the other 3 that I'm missing? Because I've got the Expanse, the Endeavor, the Odyssey, the Expanse, the Endeavor, the Odyssey, the BLD, I guess. The whole series is not going to get updated. The D and B are if you count those, they're variants. If you're counting those. Yeah, the B, D, and E. We're not getting the whole series for a while. The same reason why we're not getting the whole series is the same reason why we're not getting the whole B and D and E is the same reason why we're not getting the G12. Because I don't think it's enough of a work for them to matter. They've got so many other things they have to catch up on. These are just variants. It's kind of like when they have time, sort of thing. When you said the holes have been put to bed. Okay, where's the pickup? Collect shipment? Okay. There we go. More missalvagement, maybe. I don't understand why they haven't done the B. It's smaller than the C. I would have thought it would have been along with the A and C. The logic that I can see as to why they won't do that is because to do the B, like what does the B add to the game that another ship that they could work on would otherwise? Like, how much time would it take to make the B, and how much value would working on the B give them compared to working on the Ironclad, or let's say a ship of the similar size? That's that range. Like updating the Freelancer. Like, would you rather them build the B or update the Freelancer interior? Now, for people who own the B, probably the B, but there's probably a lot more people, there's almost certainly a lot more people who have a Freelancer than a whole B. Yeah, they also have to figure out how to beacon land fully laden. So, like, that's the sort of reason why the B wouldn't get worked on, because, you know, the Corsair needed to be made, and, you know, all these other things needed to be focused on. To be or not to be? That is the question. Yeah, I think the exterior is fine. The Freelancer exterior is fine. There's no need to change it. The C was easier because the C's in Squadron. I do not have evidence for this. I do not have confirmation for this, but almost certainly the C was in Squadron. I think it was mentioned in one of the monthly reports that it was in Squadron, but yeah, like the C was built for the Squad 42. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm gonna hit. Yep. Hit the wrong button. Couldn't stop fast enough. Is it me or the stations always give you the furthest hangar away from when you're flying a Starlancer? Rip, indeed. At least I was in a zone, so it should save my gear. I forgot that I was hitting on the I was still had my go forward button on. Yeah, hit the wrong lever. Explode. Okay. Armor. Now you see why I have so many of these white suits. Oh yeah, it did give it back to me. Okay. Yep, one's back. We need a wipe. Yep, we need a wipe. Lol, free Doctor and pay with Intrepid Black Friday sale email. It stinks of desperation. Please buy the ship. We worked so hard on it. Like, but y'all, like, I like it. I want to like it, but you keep making it worse. The Saber Raven back home. Not even like. The classic case of wrong lever, Kronk. Yeah, that was. What's the mode where it's like cruise control. I had cruise control on when I didn't realize it, and I'm still getting used to the controls of the Starlancer. You know, you can sell the white suits. I don't even bother. I mean, I don't bother. I almost have 3 million AUEC. Like, it's trivial. I have unmapped cruise control at this point. Do you know why they gave the Intrepid face shields instead of a bubble? Face shields? You mean like for its cockpit? Because it's easier to do squares?
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
But yeah, back to the discussion of the MISC. The B, D, and E, I think, are not like ones we're going to get, variants of that we're going to get until maybe 1.0. So the main focus is going to be the Expanse, the Expanse, the Odyssey, and not the Endeavor. So the Expanse and the Odyssey with the BLD. So those are the 3 ships that they're going to be focusing on: the BLD, the Expanse, and the Odyssey, and the TAC, which is coming out soon, anyways. And we're going to get the Expanse and the Odyssey at the same time because they both have refineries on them. I have 17 million. I think I still like I have enough 4.0 economy. 4.0 economy is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Everything is more expensive. We knew it was going to happen eventually. One thing I wish CIG would do is either put a small vehicle elevators in the hangar or make it so you can put ATLS from the cargo elevator. They plan on having the vehicles being able to spawn in the cargo elevator, but they couldn't do it in the first version, so we're staying here. What about the next one? I meant like shield facing, like the Polaris. Oh. All that matters is the Perseus, so I can loot all of your nerds' hard work. I welcome the challenge. Paul, you need to learn about the Schlonger. What the fuck are you talking about, Mark? Hey, Token, how are you doing? Happy IAE. Never miss AstroPub this time of year. Have a great day, buddy. You too. I love the different ships in Star Citizen. Ship collecting and viewing is my favorite thing in the project. There's plenty of people who are like that. I understand the desire. I'm also not going to be using the Star Lancer. I'll pull it out at some point. Oh, this is the Commons. Is there going to be an Origin Lore Night? Yes. We're going to start that in... You know, I might as well just hold off here and go get some food. Is that doing that whole cargo? I forgot what time it is. I've been streaming for like 4 hours. It doesn't feel like it. Maybe because I started on 4.0 and half the things are broken. What are the payouts on master cargo missions? Member cargo missions is 50K at highest. So I'm assuming the base for master is probably around 50 or 60. The highest level for payouts for cargo missions is 100K. So like one mission will pull you 100K. But you have to grind to get that. All right, so I'm going to do something real quickly while this is being worked on. While I'm doing the thing, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live. Schedule a stream. Dem biddies.
Pour one out for our comrades, forced to work on this most unholy of days, Black Friday.
Indeed. Thank you for them biddies there, Iris. You deliver like 1,000 SCU, don't you? No, the volume doesn't go up that much for master level, but the number is. So like you have like 10 SCU here, 11 SCU there, 12 SCU here, but it's like 4 different spots, and they're like all over the place. So you have to deliver somewhat large cargo areas to multiple locations, and those are the ones that make you the most money, the planetary ones. It's been a grind to get through junior rank. Yeah. Making member rank is easy. Going past member rank takes forever. They even showed a video of the vehicles coming up in the cargo elevator during CitizenCon 2953. It's working in their internal builds. I think the matter is like having it work inside is not necessarily the same, and I think a lot of that is probably also tricked or faked. Because one of the things they said they had to do was make all the vehicles objects. They're not objects, they're ships, so they have a different status. So they need to make them both ships and objects to allow them to go up the cargo elevator, because cargo elevator holds cargo. The issue is with it may also be that there's only a handful of ships that have that status right now, but they have to go through all of them. So I don't know the deal. I know that their answer was they need to make sure that all ships are objects, and currently they're not. Or all vehicles are objects. I've been taking the missions with a large haul, but 1 or 2 stops instead of small loads with multiple stops. I think they don't make as much money, but they're easier, they're faster to do. So. Or 2. Say 2:30. Done. There we go.